guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing it okay and you've had a lovely weekend. I'm coming at you today with a video all about being and becoming self-employed in your nail tech journey. I did the jump probably about, I think it was September, not last year, the year before, so I'm like just a little bit over a year self-employed. And quite a lot of the time when I get messages from you guys, a lot of the time you are either thinking about making the jump or you have made the jump and you're just looking for a little bit of advice on it. So I wanted to basically put a video together today just to kind of talk you through some things you're going to need to consider. Just a bit of an advice video really to help you in the journey. Like I said, if you're thinking about it or you've just done it and you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed with it all, I thought I'd basically put this together to help you guys. So I hope you enjoy and we will crack on. So for those of you that don't know, I started my nail journey in August 2020 where I had a full-time job and I decided that I wanted to do something a little bit different. I had a little look online and decided I wanted to do a nail course. I had never ever done nails before. I didn't have a base, I didn't have any like nail products, nothing. I'd never even done it before. I'd literally done my own gel nails at home and that was literally it, and I didn't do them properly. They literally used to peel off in like the same week. So yeah, I was very, very inexperienced and I decided to do a course in August 2020. I then did my part-time, I basically did it part-time along my full-time job for just over a year. And then after a year, I decided that it was something that I wanted to do full-time. And it took me 12 months, like I say, to get to that point where I officially made the jump to become self-employed. And I just wanted to kind of like take you through my experience with it, show you what I did, and hopefully it can give you a little bit of an insight into maybe what you could do or kind of how it worked. Because I know quite a few people worry about, you know, whether they'll get the clientele, whether they're going to make the jump and regret it or something like that. So I just wanted to basically tell my story on how I did it, and yeah, hopefully you can learn some stuff from it. So again, I did it part-time for a year. I did evenings and weekends, and what I basically wanted to do is, until I hit the point where I was like, right, I want to do this full time, I kind of had a look at my income with nails, and basically the first thing was to make sure that I was covering my outgoings. That was the basic that I needed. I wanted to make sure I was at least covering my outgoings so that I could have my bills covered, and that was my main priority. I thought as long as I've got that covered, then like I can just kind of build up from there. Now, just a little insight, obviously I still am living at home. I don't own my own house. I don't have a mortgage, which obviously it was a little bit easier for me in that respect, and I understand that not everyone is in that position, but I did have outgoings. I have things that I need to pay for, and I'd say they probably totaled like £500, and I basically wanted to make sure that I was covering that with the income that I was having with nails before I then decided to make the jump. And within doing that in a year, I had covered that, and that's when I decided that, you know, I'm going to make the jump. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. At least I've tried. And the initial plan was for me to get a part-time job. So to leave my full-time job, get a part-time job, and then start building stuff with nails. Luckily, I actually didn't need to do that. Like I say, because I had my bills covered, I was a bit more flexible with what I could do, the options that I could do. So I thought I'll just try it out for a few months. If I need to get a part-time job, then I can do. But like I say, it happened quite steadily for me. I wouldn't say that it was just I was fully booked from that point, because I definitely wasn't. What I had kind of hit was that I'd say 2 weeks where I would be full, and then 2 weeks where it'd be really quiet, and then I'd be waiting for those people to kind of go through their 2, 3, 4 week infills and then come back. And then it went up to 3 weeks fully booked, 1 week not, and then it kind of came from there. So then it was fully booked, well, not fully booked, but a lot fuller throughout the month than it was kind of when I started. So that was how I did it. Like I say, I was getting to the point when I was working evenings and weekends that I didn't have a life. I had no time. I was working a 9 to 5. I have a horse as well, so I was going to the horse after work, then coming home, literally shoving some tea down my neck, and then starting work, and then literally finishing work, go to sleep, and do it again the next day. And it was running into my weekends, and like I say, I was just getting to a point where I had no time to do anything else. And at that point, I thought that this is when we need to just kind of make the jump. One thing that I kind of need to go back to was basically how I set up. So this is another thing that you need to kind of keep in mind when you are considering becoming a nail tech, whether it is part-time or whether it's full-time, self-employed, is where you're going to be based. So obviously you've got the option to be home-based or working in a salon, or you could be mobile. My personal choice was to be home-based at first. Like I say, I was kind of going into it not knowing whether I would end up in a salon in 6-12 months time. But I basically started off in a spare bedroom in my house. It was actually hilarious. I will try and find a picture in my camera roll somewhere of my first setup, and I'll pop it in the top corner. But yeah, it was just a spare bedroom that still had a bed in it. I literally had a desk and some drawers, and I was literally running it from that. So yeah, that was how I started part-time. I literally had very, very basic things. So I literally got an IKEA desk that was like £40, and I just had very basic stuff. I didn't need to kit out a whole room because I was starting out part-time at this point. I didn't really want to invest too much money in case I didn't like it. I just kind of started off very, very basic, very simple, started my beginner's price list and was practicing on family and friends. And then I just kind of built it from there. Obviously there's no point in investing a lot of money into something that you're not going to know whether you definitely enjoy doing. And that's one main thing that you kind of need to focus on, just not spending too much money until you know that you're definitely going to carry it on. So yeah, that's how I started. I was literally in a spare bedroom in the house. And then once it kind of got past family and friends, it was kind of a little bit difficult then with, like, obviously, because I was still living at home, my mum didn't want like strangers in and out of the house and stuff. And plus she would always whinge about the smell, which was a bit of a nightmare. Which was when we then decided to put me in the outbuilding. I say it's a shed, but it's kind of like a bar. It's not like a garden shed, but like we had a bar built basically in the garden, which is kind of like just a little shed. And basically what we did is we put me in there for a little bit. Again, I think my parents were a little bit unsure as to whether I would carry it on or not. So I set up in there. I literally had a little desk in the corner and I had all my stuff in boxes. Nothing was fixed to the wall, anything like that. So everything was in boxes, and it was great for me as a beginner because I wasn't used to having my own space like that. But looking back now, it really wasn't great. And I don't think I was in there that long. I think I was only in there for maybe a couple of months, which was then when I had the conversation about getting my own. And this is where my little nail room was then born, which I will show you guys in a little bit of a minute. But yeah, so then that's when I basically started having discussions about having my own. And obviously there was a wait on that, quite a long wait. I think it was probably about, I can't remember, but there was quite a wait on this. And but I think it was because of the time of year as well, because obviously through COVID and stuff, loads of people were having like offices built in their garden and stuff like that. So I think that was why the wait was quite long. But basically I got my little shed. I say little, it's not little. But I basically got my nail room from a company called The Garden Shed. I will try and find their website and I'll try and pop it down in the comments so you guys can see. And basically we had this delivered as a shell. I have done a nail room a video, like a build my nail room video, which I will pop a link in the top corner and you guys can see the whole building process with that. And yeah, I took a few clips along the way to show you guys it being built, which was really exciting. And yeah, I will show you what it looks like I say, in a minute. But yeah, this is where I'm based now. And like I said, I've been doing nails since August 2020 and I've still not worked in a salon, which I'm not gonna lie, I love being home based. It does has it does have its pros and cons. Obviously, well, depends what you class the cons as. The only thing is that my con sometimes, which can sometimes be a pro as well, is that I don't really have working hours. I kind of work till whenever, because I don't have like a salon that I have to open up and close down and stuff like that. I can literally work pretty much whenever, and that causes me to work quite late into the evening like most of the week. So I suppose it is a pro because I can fit more clients in, but it is a con as well because I don't really ever stop working. I don't really have a shut off point because I work from home. That is the only downside, but sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. But yeah, so I've been based in here for well over 12 months and it is my absolute baby. I love it so much. And yeah, I just get quite a few questions on the working from home and having a little garden shed. It's becoming like quite a popular way of doing nails these days. I know quite a few nail techs that have these little outbuildings and absolutely love them. And yeah, so I will show you a little bit of the nail room now. Bear with me. So if you guys have seen my nail room tour, you will have seen my little nail studio previously. But yeah, so this is it. This is my little nail studio. I've just put it on a wide angle so that you guys can see a little bit more in it. But yeah, I've just got like my gel bottles up there, just a few little like side tables, my beauty trolley, and here is my desk. My desk is from Costco. It's one of the height adjustable ones, which I absolutely love. Just like a little radiator on the side wall there, and I've just got some chairs in the corner. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. I can't actually remember the exact size of it, but it's perfect for me. It's absolutely perfect size. I absolutely love it. So this is what it looks like now, which I probably will be having a little bit of an update in here soon because it's been the same for a while now and I'm fancying a little change. But obviously I'll keep you guys updated with it. So when I became self-employed, it ran a little bit differently to doing it part-time. Obviously, to start off with, it meant that I had to do my own kind of tax returns and national insurance and everything like that. So basically, just to cover what I do to basically keep on top of that, I actually buy a lot of my things online. I'm pretty sure most of you do now, so it's quite easy to track and get back all of like the invoices and stuff that you kind of order from. Now me, I just kind of keep a log of where I order things from. So Amazon, Glitterbels, the gel bottle, where else? Salons Direct, all these kind of things. I remember just keep a log of like each kind of thing that I order from, and then I can revisit whether it's monthly or whenever you order things, to just print out the invoice of whatever you basically spend and just keep a log of that. And then when it comes to appointments, I obviously have my appointment diary, and as and when I write people in, so I'll write their name and what service they want. And then at the end of the day, what I'll do is I'll write next to it how much and how they paid, because obviously sometimes when clients get here, they can either have something different to what they originally booked. So I always just wait till the appointment's done, write in how much they paid and how they paid as well, whether it was cash or bank transfer. And then what I do is I then have my diary full of all that information that I can then transfer onto a spreadsheet and have that ready for my accountant as and when they need it. Obviously I use an accountant because I don't trust myself to do it properly, because I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to stuff like that. So I chose to have an accountant do my tax return because I just feel I would feel a lot more confident and kind of better doing that way, because I would panic otherwise that I would do something wrong. So yeah, depending on how you guys do it, obviously I can't talk you through anything of how you kind of process it because I'm not doing that. So I got an accountant to help me with that, but that's everything that I do. I order everything online. If by any chance I do order things in the store, I just make sure I keep hold of the receipts. But other things that you can claim for, if you're mobile, you can claim for your car, fuel, electric, heating, even stuff like kitchen roll, anything that you're using, like you can give all that to your accountant and they can sort it all out. So make sure you keep a log of absolutely everything that you spend in, and also your appointments as well. And then you can basically revisit on a later date to update it all to a spreadsheet, get it all like collated into order for monthly spending and monthly income. And that should be it should be enough to keep yourself on top of it for the year, and make sure that you do it in like little bits so that you're not having to do it all at the end of the year, because that would be horrendous. So yeah, you should be all good if you do that. But yeah, just make sure that you are in a good position before you make the jump to being self-employed. Make sure that you've got yourself covered, and what you're earning part-time is going to cover a big block of your outgoings, and then obviously anything that you can kind of any clients that you can get after that is obviously a bonus. One thing that I did want to mention, if you are considering becoming self-employed and you're not too sure whether to be home-based or salon-based, one thing that I just wanted to kind of highlight is that obviously I've never worked in a salon before, so I'm not 100% sure how, I can't really speak from experience when it comes to that. But just one thing that I've noticed about becoming self-employed and working from home was kind of the steadiness of your business. So for example, I this year thought to myself, you know, January is going to come, like it's probably going to be a little bit quiet in January. And I actually couldn't have been further from the truth. And what has kind of clicked in my head is that because I am not kind of in a high street salon and having a lot of kind of walk-bys and footfall going past the salon or anything like that, I don't very often get a lot of one-offs. A lot of my clients, I would say most of my clients, are regular clients, and for that reason you will see the steadiness throughout the year. And I don't really have months that are like a lot different to the other. It brings a lot of steadiness to your business having regular clients. Because I am home-based, I'm tucked away and people don't walk past and see me, it kind of attracts regular clients to me rather than one-offs. So say for example, you are walking around in maybe your town centre and you see a salon, you think, oh, I'll just nip there. When you're home-based, you do kind of get a lot of regular clients. So like I say, I don't very often get one-offs. And when it comes to December and things like that, I was obviously ridiculously busy in December, but they were all regular clients. And obviously when you come into January and you kind of think, oh, it'll be really quiet, it actually wasn't, because my December clients weren't one-off clients. They were regular clients that wanted their nails done for Christmas, and they would then want their nails done in January as well, because they're throughout the year, if that makes sense. So that's a big pro that I've kind of realised becoming home-based nail tech, is that you get a lot of regulars rather than one-off walk-ins, which brings a lot more stability to your business and helps me out a lot. Because like I say, I thought January was going to be a quiet month, but it was further from the truth. And obviously that is brilliant for your business to have stability to it. And yeah, that's one thing I wanted to highlight about being home-based. So if you are thinking about it, just bear that in mind, because that was a really good thing coming into the new year for me. And hopefully you guys that are home-based will notice the same thing as well. I don't want to ramble on too much in this video, so I am going to bring it to a close. I really do hope you found this helpful, giving me a few little tips on becoming self-employed. And like I say, if there are any questions or anything that you want to ask me, just leave them in the comments below, or just message me on Instagram and I will help you out where I can. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you got to the end, thank you so much. If you could remember to like and subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. And I hope you all have a lovely evening. Bye!